What's up guys, my name is Stoody and I'd like to welcome you all back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing my round 10 tips for the 2024 AFL season. Before we get into this week's tips, let's go ahead and see how I went last week. So last week I got 6 out of 9 correct tips, so that now moves me up to 62 correct tips for the season. So let's go ahead and see what ones I got correct and what ones I got incorrect. So here are the correct tips. I tipped Carlton to defeat Melbourne. I tipped Sydney to defeat Fremantle. I tipped the Western Bulldogs to defeat Richmond. I tipped Gold Coast to defeat North Melbourne. I tipped Collingwood to defeat West Coast. And I tipped Adelaide to defeat Brisbane, which was a draw, so it counts. So here are the ones that I got incorrect. I tipped Geelong to defeat Port Adelaide. I tipped St Kilda to defeat Hawthorn. And I tipped GWS Giants to defeat Essendon. So let's go ahead and get into this week's tips. So Thursday night, we have the Gold Coast Suns taking on Geelong at Tayo Stadium. I'm going to tip in Gold Coast in this one by 13 points. I just think the ground Tayo will really suit the Suns, and they play really well there as well. I think the Dewey conditions in a hot Darwin, at night will really help Gold Coast midfield against Geelong's really garbage midfield. So I think Gold Coast will be the better side in this one. I think the ground will suit them. So I think the Suns get the job done. Geelong, they've lost a couple in a row, not in the best form. So yeah, the Suns for me. Moving on to Friday night, we have Sydney taking on Carlton at the SCG. I'm going to tipping Sydney in this one by 19 points. I mean, home ground advantage is always huge in football, and the Swans have it in this game. Sydney have only lost one game for the season against the Mighty Tigers, by the way. They're on fire. Carlton have been a bit hot and cold the last few weeks. A good win against Melbourne last week, but they almost choked it, as you guys know. But home ground, whoever was at home is probably who I'm going to tip for this one. And on this occasion, it's Sydney, so could go either way, but I think Sydney at home is the safe bet. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have Collingwood taking on Adelaide at the MCG. I'm going to be tipping Collingwood in this one by 23 points. Collingwood are really starting to find their form now. The Crows are starting to find some form too. But, at the MCG, I just think Collingwood should be too strong for Adelaide. Adelaide, I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty competitive. But Collingwood are too strong, too good for mine. So next game, Saturday twilight, we have the GWS Giants taking on the Western Bulldogs at NG Stadium. Where the fuck is that? But anyway, I'm tipping GWS in this one by 47 points. GWS should be able to account for the Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs have some serious chemistry issues, bad coaching and all that sort of thing. And the Giants, they're very well coached. They're a good team. They're coming off a loss. So I think they're going to win this one and win it pretty comfortably against, a subpar Western Bulldogs. Moving on to Saturday night, we have St Kilda taking on Fremantle at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to be tipping Fremantle in this one by 10 points. This one's a tough one because it is at Marvel, at St Kilda's home ground. But remember, St Kilda just lost to Hawthorn, so they're not that good. Fremantle, a really bad loss against Sydney last week. Obviously, they were distracted by the death of Cam McCarthy. Very sad. So I think this time around they'll be better mentally. Because it's tough when you find out your mate dies. It's tough to play a game of football just a few hours later. So I think they'll be better mentally. They'll be really switched on for this one. They'll want to win it for Cam McCarthy, and I think they will. I think they're better than St Kilda, and I think they'll go to Marvel and get the job done in this one. The other Saturday night game, we have Brisbane taking on Richmond VFL at the Gabba. It's very rare to see Richmond at more than $10 odds, but 26 fit players. What do you expect? I'm going to be tipping Brisbane in this one by a rigged amount. Regardless of whether Richmond are a VFL team at the moment or not, Brisbane are going to be severely protected by the umpires. They always are. They're the AFL's bitch, really. They're the pets of the AFL. And especially at home, remember the 2022 grand elimination final where Richmond got fucked over. It'll be similar to that. So Richmond will obviously be robbed in this game. There's just no real question about it. So who gives a fuck about this shit game? I won't be watching it. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, we have Essendon taking on North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Going to doing Essendon in this one by 61 points. Essendon are on fire. They're third on the ladder. Can you believe it? Yeah, they've got North now, so I think they're going to destroy North in this game. 61 points. Yeah, not really much else to say. They're just clearly the better team. North are really, really struggling. So, yeah, Essendon in an obvious one. Moving on to the other Sunday afternoon game, we have Port Adelaide taking on Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to be doing Port Adelaide in this one by 34 points. Hawthorn are in some good form, but yeah, at home for Port, they should be able to get the job done. They just had a really good win against Geelong, so their confidence will be way high. I think Hawthorn will put up a fight, but it won't be enough against Port in Adelaide. Moving on to, for fuck's sake, Sunday night. We have West Coast taking on Melbourne at Optus Stadium, going to doing Melbourne in this one by 66 points. Melbourne, a very narrow loss last week. They're going to be pretty keen to turn things around. And to get a big win against West Coast out west, I think they should be able to do it quite comfortably. Jesus Christ, Sunday is going to be fucking boring. A lot of one-sided matches, I think, on Sunday. So yeah, this is an obvious tip. Melbourne will win this. But yeah, so that's it for these tips. Feel free to leave your tips in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more content like this. Be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also, be sure to subscribe to my premium member, Sean Ducks. Link to his channel is in the description. Also, be sure to join my Discord server. It is called Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. My backup channel, Stoody TV. And also be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of them are in the description. Also be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and also have TikTok. The username for all of those is StoodyYT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.